What is up, guys? It's been a long time. Like 8 months. My bad. I got busy with high school, and then I got a new job and studying for my ACT and life. It happens. My truck blew up, bought a motorcycle, had to fix it. It caught on fire. Life's been crazy. I'm so sorry about that. I low-key forgot all about Rust for like a solid 6 months, and then it's ACT time. So, I'm back. It's been about 8 months, just about. I think just a little over 8 months. So we got a lot of stuff to cover, and I have a lot of opinions to give. So let's get into it. But quickly, before we get started, I am a small content creator, and any sort of interaction helps out a lot. So please leave a like and subscribe. It's free, and you can always unsub later if you want to. Anyways, back to the video. This video is probably going to be stupid long, but I'll try to keep it as short as possible. Obviously, a lot of you guys have already noticed the changes or know about it because it has been 8 months. But for some clarification, I still have not played my wipe yet on console to test out every single one of these features, but I will be as soon after this video just because I'm waiting for a blueprint wipe to happen. All of my opinions on the new recoil, some of the game aspects, were on a build server that I went onto and just tested some things out. So that is some quick clarification. I have yet to play a wipe with all of these changes I'm about to talk about, but I will be doing that after this video, so my next video should be more up to date and ready for more reviews. So we finally got military base and military tunnels are finally back. Honestly, it is so nice to have these things finally back and finally be able to be playable again. And it's just great. Military tunnels, military base, it's awesome. Great way to get loot and really fun for PvP. Speaking of the new POIs, we also got the Arctic base and Arctic Hazy skins. We got a lot of DLCs for build skins and hazmat skins of the sorts. I believe that there's like a jester one. There's a lot of them. A majority of them are build skins, but I still think it's really cool. It's kind of nice that we're almost on par with PC. It makes the game feel even more alive. It's honestly just one of the biggest things that I'm like really happy about is we are finally getting a lot of DLC skins and DLC build skins, and it honestly is getting even harder to differentiate the difference between PC and console. In that same vein, bigger maps are coming out, much slower than expected though. When I was reading the dev blogs, they mentioned starting small and testing this on the PTB, we will be getting 4.25 kilometer maps and 125 player caps, and it's expected to increase, but it will take time. Honestly, it's just a development issue, which makes sense because their servers are still pretty bad, but that's a story for another time. Honestly, I think it's great. They're doing a wonderful job, and the slower the better in my opinion, because it gives us more time to flush out some of the issues that are going to come along with bigger maps and higher player counts. On a good note, the quality of life we got is amazing. We finally got the recoil update, which some hate, some love. Honestly, my opinion on it is it's good for the newer players. It helps everybody be a threat, so if you get your hands on a gun, it helps you make plays, even if you're not warmed up or you're not sure how the recoil is on weapons. It just makes everybody a threat. And honestly, I think that's awesome. It makes the game so much more like tense when you're in gunfights. They have given us a statement clarifying that the old recoil is not coming back. They might. This is a big might. They might have a feature for the server owners to change between old and new recoil, but that is really undecided right now. They're still just kind of tossing that idea around, and it would take a ton of work to make it happen. So I wouldn't be expecting that anytime in the future. From what I have felt, the new recoil is crazy easy to control. So honestly, I think making it a little bit harder would be nice, just because some skill in the game should be required to, point and shoot a gun. But, it is what it is, that we can only do so much about that, and we will overcome it, just like PC. Everyone's going to complain about it, but there's nothing we can do. They've said that they want to keep it as close to PC as possible, so they're not going to give us everything like PC but old recoil. It's just not going to happen. Like I said, they're tossing around the idea of having the option to switch in your community servers between old and new recoil, but it is undecided as of now. On a sadder note, the old gen consoles, Xbox One and PS4, have played their last wipe. It's over. I'm pretty sure I was reading about it and they had their last wipe. So, it's kind of sad, but honestly, I don't think there was anybody playing old gen anyways. Maybe but a couple of people. And it's kind of whatever. I think it's awesome that they're finally full focused on new gen, and I think that's great for us and what is coming in the future. Um, Speaking of what is coming in the future, we finally got a good anti-cheat. They've been saying a lot about it so far, and from what they've told us, it's pretty good. Honestly, they said that they've banned a lot of players and temporary ban a lot of players. They've also given us the definition of cheating in their vein. Wall hacks and God mode and stuff like that are not possible in Rust console without changing game files. So their definition of cheating for right now is going to be using third-party devices to control recoil to script or to play keyboard and mouse that is not supported by the devs. So I think that that's nice that they finally give us a little bit of a definition of what they think is cheating. That being said, it is awesome that we are finally combating cheaters as much as possible and not just, getting a ton of people scripting recoil or playing KBM and not getting punished for it. I think it's stupid that we are, having so many cheater issues. I think it's great, and I'm honestly so excited to see how it progresses because it has to keep up with, those third-party devices that are going to be constantly updating to try to let people cheat. So it's going to be a fully evolving system, and I'm very curious to see how they make that work. They finally, oh my god, they finally removed sprint strafing. I have never been so fucking happy in my entire life. Oh my god. It is going to be so much better to fight people that aren't strafing at god speed. Honestly, one of my biggest issues with playing console Rust is getting into gunfights with people and they're strafing at light speed. It is retarded. It makes aiming so much harder, and it's just gonna be so much better to get into real gunfights with people because you're not gonna be nearly as annoyed and like bad aim as you used to be, which is great, and it's going to make it feel even more PC-like, and I think that that's just wonderful. Speaking of being PC-like, we got the new guns. We got the SKS, the handmade SMG, the military flamethrower, and the high-caliber revolver, giving us so many more options, especially in the low tiers, to make different types of plays for different types of players, right? I've seen when the high-caliber revolver came out on PC, there was a lot of content that came out of people snowballing full AK kits off of it because of the ridiculous amount of damage it gives. I think it's great. I'm so glad we finally got these weapons, especially with the new recoil. It's just going to open up a ton of different types of playstyles, and it's going to be so much better than the limited weapon pool that we've already had. Speaking of some wonderful things that we don't have to deal with anymore, turret spam is gone. You now have a cap on the amount of turrets that you can have in your base or powered at one time. So no more weird bases that are, on the roadside or next to monuments, or bases that you go to raid and they have thousands of turrets in their yard. It's just going to make raiding, honestly, so much better, and base building and defending is going to be much more strategic and fun because you can't just put turrets everywhere. It's going to be much more strategic and, well, thought-provoking than just spamming turrets everywhere with pythons and calling it good. Also, when we're talking about rating, the MLRS is finally here. I was so excited with this, and I think this was one of the things that I was talking about when New Gen first came out, was just that I want the MLRS. Like, I'm excited for that. I'm excited to see how that works. I'm excited to see how military base is going to be. It's awesome. I'm excited to see how people use this in raids. I'm excited to use it myself when I play my wipe. I'm honestly so hyped to finally use it, because I'm just kind of wondering if it's, the same as PC for the most part, or if it's going to be a little bit different and a little bit more fun. I don't know. It's going to be a new mechanic for everybody, so I think it's going to be just a good time to learn and figure out how to use. We also finally got the new attachments in the gas compression overdrive and the silencer system that PC has, with the Tier 1, Tier 2, and the uncraftable military silencer. I think it's awesome. Honestly, I got so sick of being suppressed in Tier 2. Like, the very beginning of the game, you're just getting suppressed by a Tommy that, you can't fucking find. Finally, that's not going to be a thing. You got the, I'm pretty sure it's the can silencer, the oil filter silencer, and the military silencer. The military silencer can be found in loot like it used to be, but it's going to be a little bit more rare, and the Tier 1 and Tier 2 silencers will be a little bit worse and have less durability, obviously. So I think that that's just awesome. The gas compression overdrive attachment is a scary, scary combo on the Thompson in the right hands. That thing touches people on PC. The amount of times I've died to that gun with that attachment is ridiculous. It's insane, and I'm honestly really excited to see how console players are going to handle it, and if they're even going to use it, because I think it's cool, and honestly, I don't know. I just think it's awesome, and that we are finally getting more attachments, more guns, more options. The options is the biggest point for me because it diversifies the play style for every player in the game, so it's not just one or two different play styles. You got your grubs, you got your sweats, and then you just got that middle ground of people that get fucking prim stuck or tier 2 stuck, and I think it's exciting. Honestly, I'm really, really happy that we're finally getting more options. And honestly, this I'm not a big fan of on PC. I'm not going to be a big fan of it on console. We finally got recycle efficiency, which sucks. I really hate it. I really do, because you get the debuff on your recycler. I'm pretty sure it's a 40% take in safe zones, or I mean a 60% take in safe zones, and a 40% take just normal recycling, meaning you're not getting nearly the amount of resources you should be, and I think it's stupid. I think it's the stupidest thing on planet Earth. I hate it, but it's also kind of good. It helps encourage recycling outside of safe zones like Outpost, and it encourages a little bit more PvP, which I think is awesome, but I personally do not like the recycler efficiency BS. It is stupid. I hate it. I understand why it's there. I get it, but I don't know. I think it's dumb. It's going to make solo queuing and progressing your workbenches and stuff like that a lot harder. For solo players especially, it's just kind of a punch in the gut. Every single time I have to go and recycle, and then I'm getting not nearly as much scrap as I should, and I have to do triple the recycling to get what I would normally get. That was one of my big things I was so happy about on console, is that I could go and do a big recycler run and have enough to do, get down to Revy on tier 1 and be happy. But now I'm only going to be able to get about halfway through that, and then have to do another massive recycling run to get to where I need to be. I hate it. I hate it a lot. I hate having to recycle all the time, especially when it's like I'm just trying to progress, get some blueprints for the next wipe or whatever. I hate that. I think it's retarded. I don't like it. It's stupid. I could say that over and over again, but I'm done ranting about it. We also got some other quality of life improvements, which are awesome. We're getting FOV in the holo sight. We're getting colorblind accessibility issues. We can change our crosshairs. I honestly think that's kind of cool. It's a GIF on the website through the dev blog. I will be linking all of their Twitter and their dev blog and everything that I use where I get this information in these videos. Obviously, it's going to be in the description. But we are getting so many things. They fixed the holo sight sprite a little bit. It's a little bit thinner framed, so it's going to be a little bit easier to see around. And they also fixed the fact that it has a massive FOV issue. So we will be able to change our FOV in the holo sight, which I think is just awesome. Honestly, that's one of the big things I loved about PC, is I could change my FOV while I was ADSing in a holo sight. It's awesome. We also got drones. I have no idea how they work. I've never seen them be used on PC. I've never used them. It's a cool concept, I think. I don't know, really. I could see how you would use them, but I'm not sure how they work. I don't have really an opinion on them. I do think it's cool. I just think that it's kind of weird that we're getting drones. Like, we finally got modular vehicles as well. I think that is such a cool thing. Honestly, the vehicles and the helicopters and everything is so nice to have a little bit more transport than a goddamn horse. So I think it's awesome. Honestly, I'm really excited to see people building garages and doing some cool raid strats with the RVs and MLRS. I think it's just, we're finally getting to the point where console players can actually start doing normal things for PC players. Like for PC, when you're raiding big bases, you have RV campers and you hit MRS and you build a raid base. Like, console players had raid bases, that's it though. Like, you had a raid base and a couple turrets, and now we're finally getting to the point where it's like, oh, I can make a camper and have that with as my raid base if I'm raiding smaller bases, and I can MLRS bigger bases to get rid of walls and turrets and just stuff like that. I think it's so cool. I'm really excited to play around with it during my wipe and really experience the full PC experience on console for the first time. I think it's going to be epic. This segment is literally just going to be me ranting about the things that are happening to this game. Honestly, when I was testing out in the build server, everything seemed awesome. Everything should be, but I don't know. I'm just kind of worried about PC doing something stupid now, because right now console's in a great state. We got the new POIs, we got the new hazmat skins and DLC and build skins, and it's a little bit concerning. I'm scared that we're gonna do something stupid on PC and it's just gonna absolutely ruin the state of console because of something dumb that they do on PC. I understand that they are technically two different developers, but with them trying to be as loyal to PC as humanly possible, I think that we could be getting kind of screwed over if PC does something stupid. I don't know. It's just me personally that I think it's something personal where I'm a little bit worried. It's in a great state right now. They've been doing absolutely amazing with, the updates and the quality of life, and trying to make sure that everything is running smooth and the performance is good for the players. I think that that's an amazing thing that they're trying to do for us, and I appreciate that so much from the devs. I was saying how I'm a big fan of the recoil changes and that I'm honestly kind of happy that they're happening, but yeah, I don't know. It could be bad, honestly, because we're gonna start getting people that are stupid bad at the game, that are getting lucky, killing players that have lots and lots more experience than them and just better skill, better game sense, better everything, and they're gonna lose fights to people that are not good. That's gonna make some pretty rage-filled moments, because obviously it's like this troglodyte shouldn't have won this gunfight. What the hell? That's stupid. I can see that happening. I've seen that happen a lot on YouTube channels, the big channels that complain about recoil a lot or have those dumb moments where it's like, you're in a gunfight, you totally should have won it, and this guy just gets lucky because he can control AK recoil with 10 hours on the game. What? I don't know. I think it's stupid. I think it's a bad idea. It is what it is, though. We can only do so much about that. Honestly, good. I'm super excited. A lot of the stuff on here kind of seems a little bit mundane, though, if I do say so myself. Honestly, that's just me. The old roadmap was kind of hype, but it's also because, it was right when RC was coming out. So, here it says February performance is, it's already been February, so we already know it came out in February. Performance fixes, improvements. March, it's the end of March for me right now. It is 1 in the morning on the 30th on a Monday morning. I'm screwed. I have school in the morning, but it is what it is. So in March, they're going to get bigger maps on PTB, major quality of life update. Side sprinting is going to be removed, holosight adjustments, accessibility options, nerfs, buffs, and DLCs. This month is one of the better months for this so far. April is World 2.0, which is part 1 of 2. Revamped rock formations, unique environments, canyons, lakes, oasis, updated rivers, and legacy wood piles, and more. So this is going to make it to where PC and console is even closer together, like with how PC is, where you don't see people hitting trees a lot anymore. They're hitting the legacy wood piles, That's just how it's always been. Honestly, it's going to be awesome. May is looking a little bleak. Depending on what they release here, they have just DLCs marked. Don't know what that means. Could be more skins, could be more, gun skins, more add-ons, more gestures, maybe instruments, maybe. I'm not sure. All speculation there. I have no idea. June, we're getting the World 2.0 Part 2 of 2, meaning we're finally getting caves, Rad Town, water wells, radioactive water, and more DLCs. So, that's really cool. Caves, oh my lord, are caves gonna suck? Raiding caves is gonna suck, but they're gonna be really fun to finally be able to go and make a cave base with your duo and have a great time. I'm very excited for caves to come out. I would love to do a, I don't know, a cave wipe with my friends. It would be a great time. I just want to kind of get my trio on and play with some cave cosmetics and just have a good time. Honestly, it'll be a great Rad Town. I honestly haven't really been through Rad Town on PC. I haven't really found a reason to be. Sounds kind of weird, I know. I just haven't had a reason to go through Rad Town. It will be cool though. It just gives us, like I said, more options for everything. You know, more play styles, more content, more ways to play the game. And I think that that's honestly the healthiest thing for this game, is to just keep giving us things like that to keep us expanding on the play styles and how people are progressing in the game, so it is not the same gameplay loop over and over again. That was my biggest issue on old gen, especially when it first came out, is it's literally you have to progress the same way. You have to do the same monuments, you have to do the same sort of techniques to get, you know, your weapons, your guns, your freaking whatever, your base improvements, your turrets, it was the same progression every time, and I honestly kind of got burned out when it first came out, because I'm like, this is lame, you know, this is nothing like what you see on YouTube. And now we're finally getting to that point where it's like, oh my gosh, there's so many different ways that you can start your game. You can, you know, try to snowball one wipe, and then maybe the next you're a little farmer and you're just living off the land, and you're, you know, farming fishing village or whatever. You know, that's a lot of fun, and I like that there's more options for different players and different play styles. You know, you don't have to just go and kill some kid with a kit and go and research and farm scrap and research and farm scrap and go PvP. Like, I'm glad that we're finally getting out of the mundane, boring, honestly, borderline boring gameplay loop of Rust. And I am gonna rant just a little bit here. I honestly have no idea what I'm talking about. A little bit. Okay, I just got all these new clips, so I have been playing Rust just a little bit on PC, just getting used to the game again and trying to play. So all these clips you're seeing in the background were from, as of making it, the 29th and 30th of March. So I have been out of the Rust loop for a while. Like, I really have not been keeping up with it. I haven't been watching YouTube videos of it. I have been so busy. So, you know, honestly, take everything I say with a grain of salt. Not everything I say here is going to be accurate or even, you know, true. A lot of these are opinions that I have, you know, with the gameplay loop of Rust being boring, for example. I am so glad that I get to make videos and stuff like this. I really have a good time recording and getting clips and just stuff like that. I have a good time doing it. I plan, like I said, this is in my last video, I really do plan on making a monthly video, following the roadmap like I said I was going to last time before my life got crazy. I swear I plan on it this time. I love making videos. It's just a good time. It's a lot of fun, and I plan on keep doing it. It's fun. It's just kind of, you know, hard when I'm in high school and I have a job, and, you know, life just does life things sometimes. So I do plan on making more videos in the future, in a couple of days, I guess. Maybe towards the end of the month is probably a better idea, just so I can have the full extent of what they were updating and what they were doing that month, and then I can kind of have a good grasp on what's going to be coming next month. I think that's going to be my idea, is that I'm going to try to upload at the end of every month, just to keep myself frequent with the updates and have as much information as humanly possible for when the video releases for those updates. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I am, again, so sorry about my 8-month absence from content creating. Life got busy, and I apologize. I enjoy making content quite a bit. It's fun. It just gives me a way to do something for a little bit. So I really do appreciate it. Leave a like and subscribe. You guys can always unsub later if you want to. It just helps get my content out there to other people who might enjoy it more. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you so much. Have a good day, afternoon, morning, evening, whatever it is. Just have yourselves a wonderful day, and thank you for watching.